Hey everybody, it's me, Kelly, in South Jersey for the fourth day of rain. I swear, I don't know if it's been 4 days, it's probably been three, but it is a miserable Sunday here. And I am going to work on my canvas. Um, I think I'm going to try, because what's the point of doing anything if you don't try? I'm going to try to just paint a face on here rather than um, draw a face and then paste it on like I normally do, the whole body. That's my favorite way. I love it. But I think today I'm going to try this. It might be an epic fail. We don't know. We shall see. Let's start. I think I'm going to use this as my template for my circle, because I do want to have an idea. And if you don't want to use a template or something to draw around, then by all means, don't. Just go down with the paint. Because, it's totally completely up to you and how you do things and what works for you. But because the weather has my hand in such severe pain, and but I've been, as y'all know, I've been ill, and I just miss doing art so much that I'm just going to do what I have to do to get things done. So let me shut my Facebook off. 1 second. Okay. All right. Okie dokie. Sorry. So I think I'm going to go over here with the face, I believe. And I'm just going to take my mechanical pencil and I'm going to do a rough draw around it. So I have an idea of where or how wide I want my face to be, if that makes sense. So as you can see, let's see if you can see. Yep, you can see. Now that's a pretty wide face, but I'm not really concerned. I have it a little bit off to the side more than I might like. So what I'm going to do, and I am the first one to show mistakes and what to do, and what you do is you erase that pencil off. Now some people just sit and draw, and I can sit and draw and do all this no problem, but I want to kind of show you guys, I shouldn't say no problem, that sounds kind of shitty, but I want to show you guys that you don't have to be perfect, that you can use things like this. I use things like this. You guys can use whatever you have around. Like I said, that was a little too far over here because I want to get some hair going in there. So I'm going to have to move it a little closer to the middle. Now, it's not exactly where I wanted it, but, when your art isn't, sometimes you start out with an idea in your head and you never get there because you end up completely somewhere else, and it can be completely awesome. Also awesome if you ever clean your desk off, which I never do. Okay, so I have my face, and I think what I'm going to do first is take some paint, and I'm going to use first, this is ceramic coat, and it's called Santa's Flush, and I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Now, if I was a smart girl, which we all know, I would have had my extender here. But where is my extender is the question. Oh, my extender. Oh, no. I hate when I have these ideas in my head and I sit down and don't think, what do I need? Because I really have to clean, because in our in our group, here's an extender. In our group, we are doing, All Things Creative Group, I should say, we are doing some new, the heck is all over this place? Oh my God, if I don't clean in here soon. We're doing some new journal prompts and challenges and whatnot. And this is just folk art extender. And I'm just going to put a little drop. And all this is going to do, just a little, I'm talking like a drop. What this is going to do is help the paint stay wet a little bit longer because I want to blend a little bit of darker colors in it. Now, if you don't have an extender, it's no big deal. It's just because I am slow today. And don't laugh, and I don't want no jokes, please. I'm a little slow today. And I don't know. I might not even need it. We shall see in a momento. Sure. So I wet my brush. We are doing challenges. Annie is putting up challenges and prompts, and we have a lot of funness coming up. As well as the ATC swap, again for April, which will be anything goes, and the list will go up on Tuesday on my blog, knittingandthings.com. But I need to really clean up in here and straighten up and find my, I have so many books I want to go through, and I want to, I'm just going to follow the circle the best I can. You don't have to be perfect. If you don't have extender, no worries. You won't, you know, you don't need it, really. This is just for me. But, so, All Things Creative, search it on Facebook. If I remember, I will put a link below because I'm sometimes horrible at remembering things. But I'm just going to paint this face in. And I know that the background's going to come through. And it's not going to bleed through because it's not watercolor I put down. If I used Delusion spray or a spray that is not permanent, then it would blend and mix. But I used this whole background and did it in acrylic paints for this reason, because I knew this is what I was going to do. So I'm just going to give it a second to dry and go on from there. But like I said, you don't need the extender. And don't, please, let me explain this. Extender will not change the color of your paint or thin it down as much as it just extends your working time. And don't use water, because what water, unless you want this, the look. If you want the look of a thinner face color, then by all means do water. But I don't like to. I like to go straight on. Now this is called Light Flesh by Folk Art. I love these. I could pull out all my other ones, but I tell you, as y'all have been watching me, oh, that one just came out like he was excited and had to let it go. Y'all have been watching me forever, and you know I love folk art. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and I'm going to just put this darker color kind of in areas where I know are going to have a little bit of shading. And that's really, I'm just going around the face. And then I'm going to add a little neck. And I'm not going to worry. But I'm going to leave that in the middle a little opened. Well, nope, I'm going to go over it because I'm just a dork like that and figured that I will. And don't be scared of this. So many people are afraid to paint faces. And I'm going to give you a tip. Okay, now you see I went over that whole face. And it's making it darker. And I did not put any extender in the darker color. But I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. You don't want it piled up like that. You kind of want to keep it as flat as you can. Okay. Now, people are so afraid of faces and drawing the faces and everything like that. So if you find something, whether it be and I pulled this out for a reason, whether it be a shaving cream can, whether you find, you use anything that you have. If you bake or cook and you have a can that, because I save cans for, matter of fact, I got to start saving some more cans because I need them for more supplies. But I save cans from corn and peas and chickpeas, which are my favorite things in the world, and everything. So you can use that too, because you just kind of want to base this. Now you see I went outside these lines. Let me move in for the face area a little bit more so you can see. But you see I went outside my basic circle line. It doesn't matter. We're going to put hair on her. So the point of this is to make something that's going to pop through. You know, the face is going to pop off, but yet you're still going to see some of that background very, very faintly. And that's okay. So I'm going back in with the dark because I've changed my mind, because I always do. I'm going to go in with the darker here. Since I have the extender in the light color, is it the Santa's Flash? I believe, yes. It'll sit there on my palette and not dry out as quickly as the one that I did not put the extender in. Now I went down her neck a little bit. I'm going to take and just make some shoulders. Just bring it down a little bit. And if I don't like these later, then I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. Because I'm sure a lot of you do the same thing as I do. You start out with something in your mind, whether it's an ATC card, an art product, you know, project like this. And I'm just going to kind of give her a little bit of a whisk so I know kind of what I'm dealing with here. And then I'm just going to paint it in. Because this is going to act like a gesso. And that's pretty much what happened here with the face. And I'm sorry, I went in and then I didn't notice that I was off camera. Now you can see I have some little arms here. I'm just going to give them little ovals at the end. Who knows what the hell they'll be. And I know she kind of looks like a snowman at the bottom. I'm not worrying about that right now. I might go with paper on her. I don't know. But I'm not going to worry too much about covering everything underneath of this. I love the way the Braille paper is coming through. Okay. And hopefully that gave the face enough time to dry. But like I said, here we are. No big deal. We're there. Now, I don't want to dry the face right this second. I want to take another paintbrush and go back in with that white. And I'm just going to add some lightness in here. Now, I could draw my face first, but because I have my paint out, I'm kind of going to do the T-zone. And think about that. You know, like her nose will be down here. And this paint is very, let's move you. I got to get my video camera put in here. Very workable. It's still, you can see the difference between this one dried that I did not put the extender in and this one that didn't. And I highly recommend getting the extender. It's only like $1.79. And if that's too much, you know what I mean? I know money's tight for all of us. Use a coupon on the $1.79 and get it for half price. It will last you forever, and Folk Art makes it. So I'm just going in here. I'm going to bring down my lightness for when I go in. And for me, I always just think of the T-zone. And you can make it lighter if you want, but it's blending in with the dark. And then we're going to go in with eyes. So, and we'll be shading. You don't want this kind of doll that we're doing right now, this kind of drawing, because she's more of a folk art doll. You don't want her really shaded. But, and then just a little bit in the middle of the neck. And I got about all that up. But you just want that. And leave both sides of the neck right now. Kind of get that darkness in there. And I'm going to bring this up one more time. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to rinse off my brush. I'm going to show you just where we're at right now. Can you see the lightness in there? Now look at all the texture. Look at all the beautiful texture through it. Remember, you're not going to get a plain painted on face as if we drew it on a piece of paper. And that is okay. You know I love doing it both ways. I love taking my book out in the living room and sitting and drawing my ass off. But this is the way we're going to try to do this one today. I say try. That is what I really mean, try. No, I just want to show you guys that you can do it either way. And, you know, I am not one for perfection. I hate perfection. Perfection bores me. So, I'm going to wipe up my paint there. I'm going to put him back. I'm going to move this back. Okay. There we are. I'm going to give that a second to dry. Now is my time to decide. Am I going to use a, oh my God, I really have to vacuum in here, the dog hair. Okay. What am I going to use to draw with? Am I going to use my pencil to sketch it out and then paint it? Am I going to just go in with a thin black brush and draw it, or brown brush? What am I going to do? Now, you can do it in several different ways. You can use a jelly pen. You can use, you know, I love those, they're called China markers. They come in white, they come in black, they come in blue, they come in yellow, they come in all kinds of different colors. You can use a drawing pencil, anything that you have, but you don't want it to be too dark. Like, I would use this color if I was drawing in my eyes. I'm going to try the China marker. I would love to pull this little thing and, like, make it wider, but I don't want to embarrass myself because I embarrass myself enough. Alright, so I'm going to just hit this with the gun just because I'm on video. And I love the texture that's coming through. We're going to have it work for us. And if it doesn't, we just plaster more mixed media on top of it. No, it'll be fine. But I just want you guys to see. Look how simple. Look how simple. We have our background done, and now we have our shape of our girl. We don't know where we're going with this girl. Now, two things I want to tell you. It's very important after I itch my nose. Okay. And then I suck up snot. That's attractive. More subs, please. Okay. And this is for people who do not like to draw a face but want to do dolls or draw girls. Oh, God. Dilaudid in me. Best friends. Who want to do this, I should say Morphine, but you don't have to draw a face. So if you don't want to draw a face, but you want to do this, skip this next part, because you don't have to have a face in here. Okay? You'll just wait and go on to the hair part, and then we'll do the rest of the body, and you don't have to have a face. It doesn't matter. It's yours. Do what you want. Do what makes you comfortable. Now, oh my God, I'm choking. Who lets me film? I don't know. Okay. So I'm going to take my China marker rather, down to here. And I'm just going to make these light marks, and I'm going to show you. And these are really cheap. If I see them, I have not been to the art or craft store in months. I've not been to Michael's or AC Moore. So I don't know what they're only like $1 and something. And, but if you can't find that, you can use, this is charcoal white, which will also do the same, but is a little rougher. Or, you can use, which I've used many, many times, the, stuff we use for sewing to mark. Because you just want an idea of where you want the eyes. Do you know what I mean? And it's okay if the eye goes out a little bit. It doesn't matter. Like out past here. And then we're going to put our nose. And she's going to be like a little smaller little girl. I don't want my nose there. Lick your finger and wipe it off. Okay. Little paint, extra paint there. I'm going to move my nose down a little bit. But that won't hurt nothing because that'll just be the white tip. So there's my nose, and I'm going to pick this up for you when we're done. And then I'm going to do my lips right here. So let's see if you can see this. And then I'm going to go in with my marker. Can you see the marks? See, I have my eyes here. And then the nose is here. Remember, I put it there but made the mistake, and I moved that there. And then the mouth will be down around here. So if you have your colored pencils, which if I would have thought about it, I would have. I hate when I don't think like I should. Where are my colored pencils anyway? 1 second. Colored pencils. You can use any colored pencils you have, Crayola, Prismacolors, it doesn't matter. Just use them. Let's see what this will do. I'm going to go in with peach. See if that'll give me enough darkness to see where I'm at here. So you see I'm just going in with my peach where the white marks are. And then my nose. And then my mouth. So I'm going to do now I'm hitting paper because of my mixed media underneath, but I don't care. You just work around it. I don't know. Can you hear the wind, the rain? Now I'm just going to kind of blend that a little bit, and I'm going to go in and do my, I'm just going to do a very easy nose. And then the lips. And then I'm going to show you this, and then we're going to go over it with our marker. It just gives you that extra kind of like knowing where you're at and what you're doing. I know it's really hard for you guys to see this because it's so light. If I move you in more, it's probably going to get fuzzy, but bear with me, please. So I'm going to do, she's just going to have like little lips, like nothing, because she's just a little girl. And that's all I'm going to give her. I'm going to give her nose. And her eyes, I can, you know, you can sit and play with if you want. We're just doing a little folk art girl. You know. Now, if you want, and I'm not happy with the nose, I'm just going to erase it off very lightly, and it erases because we have our acrylic base. And now that I have the eyes and the mouth, you know, now you can remember, you can do the separation where it's half and half. I didn't do that, but I am going to move the nose up a little and make it a little wider. Is it because I have a wide nose? It might be, but it's not, nothing I want to talk about. Okay, so you see we have the basic of the face. And let me push this up here. And that's all I did. I'm not measuring. I'm not worrying. You know, I draw crooked because my hands and everything else, and I'm not worried about it. I'll go in and, you know, later with another piece of another color pencil, and maybe, because she's like, this is more of a cheery background and all, which, you know, it's fine. But, and then we can go down here if you want and bring in where you want your arms to be. So you have an idea. You know, this is her neck. And you can just trace it. You can go over it. Nobody's going to hurt you. It's yours. You can make that very shadowy in there. Okay, my dogs are barking and I have no idea why. Spar James. Spar Dimes. All right, and that's my husband screaming at them. Okay. Welcome to the family, everybody. Okay. Oh, dear. Now, if you really want to be, like, anal, because I know some people are anal, and I get the anal thing. I'm not anal, but that doesn't mean it's wrong to be anal. You can, because I'm drawing sideways, and you know I always have that. You can take your paper or a ruler and make sure that your eyes are kind of straight on. As you can see, mine aren't. So then you can take your colored pencil or your marker, whatever you're using, and kind of get it straight. So they're straight on the face. It doesn't hurt anything to go back after. You know, we can erase whatever, but you see the difference and you can see how much I'm off, and that's okay. That's why there are erasers. And I'm just going to extend this line a minute, and then I'm going to do my eye. I'm going to do my eye. I'm going to have to get out the paint. And it's being a jerk. Why isn't it doing it for me? Maybe the plastic, the colored pencil wax, probably. I have to grab a stronger marker. I love when things work out like this. Makes me so freaking happy. All right, get off the sides there. What shall I use instead? Let's see if you're working. Let's see if you'll do the job, mister. Yeah, it is the wax. And those are very waxy, the Prismacolor, so hence the waxiness. I really didn't want to do it in black, but sometimes you improvise. Alright, so I got my black in for my eyes. And I'm going to erase, since I know that markers are having a hard time on here, erase the lips that I drew. And draw, Spy, honey, lay down. And just draw. Well, this is supposed to be, these are Millennium from Pure Violet from Millennium, I guess. Oh, Zig. Zig makes these. Although the color is coming up not violet, but okay. All right, so I drew her little mouth, and then her little nose. I need brown. I need my brown. Hello, Mr. Brown. Just give me a nose, please. Yeah, I'm gonna have to erase the wax off. Oh my god, I picked up the same brown I was using. Such a dork. Why, Kelly, why? Here we go. Oh, maybe that one's just going. Oh, Spire James, Gaggy. Okay, so now I got that, and I got my eyes on my face. And my mouth, and all that. So, now where do we go from here? Well, we want to take and we want to... Spyro, honey, get a drink. Thank you. Okay, then. Oh, animals. Okay, so I'm going to draw this shading in here a little bit around her face. So it defines her face from her neck. They hear the rain. That's the problem. And I'm just going to go around that a little bit. Now I'm going to erase the wax, the Prismacolors, the colored pencils, with my eraser. And if a little bit of your marker comes off, it doesn't matter because you know where your eyes are. And just kind of get that there. And then let's decide for now, let's decide what color hair we want to do. Well, I'm thinking, we know we can't do a deep maroon, red, purple. I'm thinking of an orange, honestly. I think orange would pop off of here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a coat of white paint. And it could be gesso, it could be white paint, it could be clear gesso. It doesn't matter. Because I want to see, you know, I want to see where the hair goes and then go on and build my face. So I'm going to wet my brush, draw my brush off. I'm going to take a little bit of white paint and I'm going to kind of, and remember, don't forget around the neck area because your hair will hang if you're doing a longer hairdo. If you're doing a shorter hairdo then. And I'm going to have a video coming out on hairdos, on different ways to paint them. It's half made with my other camera, so I have to like edit the two parts together when I finish it. Because I get a lot of requests for different hairdos. Now you can see this gesso is going to cover this white, I'm leaning in the light, sorry, the white bubble wrap that we have there, but I'm not worried about it. I just want to have some structure for where I'm going to put the hair. Because we can always go back and stamp and do whatever to get it through. But I want the hair to kind of stand out. Because I think it'll get lost trying to cover everything. And I love all the texture underneath with all the different things. And this will just give a nice, like I said, make it as long as you want. Make it, you know, fringy at the end. It doesn't matter. It's your hair, you're painting. Have it go over her shoulder a little bit. It doesn't matter. Okay. And I think that's kind of where, I think I might give her a little swoop of hair here for bangs. And then a little swoop here. So she has a part. All right. Now look at that already. Now we have an idea of our hair when we do our face. Now what I'm going to do is I'm thinking of whether I should stop this now and then do the rest of it in another video since we're at 30 minutes, probably. That's just what I'm going to do. So I will dry the gesso. Just enough to not smear it when I touch it. And what I'm going to do before I end this is find my pencil. And I'm going to go in on the eyes here. And I will show you up close. I'm going to make an eyelid. And then I'm going to make her eyeball. You can use your thing, your circle template if you want. And if you hit bumps and all from the background, just go over them because we're just drawing it in so we can see it. And we'll touch it up when we go to paint, not worrying about it. And she needs her pupil. We'll make her look a little. Give her a little pupil. Now, something you can do if you don't have a circle template, which if I was cleaning here, I would have mine with me right now. However, something you can do is take a hole punch, and punch, you know what I mean? Like, just punch it out. Like, just so you have for the pupil. And some people have bigger punches than this. I won't be using the end of this paper right here. So let me just show you. So if you take a piece of paper or cardstock even is better, and just punch it. Just give it a punch. Okay? Now, when you go to put that on, you can draw a perfect pupil. You don't have to go and buy the thing for the green, the green thing I have. If I could find it, you would know it. But that makes, now we'll see where I screwed up on this one. But this makes a perfect circle. And they come in different sizes, but most of us just have a regular hole punch. And if nothing else, you get your pupil. Yep, see, I saw where I screwed up right there. And if anybody, if you have Punchinella that's bigger, bigger holes than the normal little one, you can use that, for your circle inside. See, like I can see now, once you get that pupil perfect, you can kind of see where your eyeball needs to be. Oh my God, I rhymed. Drawing and rhyming and drawing and Okay, anyway, I just, anyway. But you can also take a, let's say, you see this? It's like a thicker colored pencil. It's one of those China markers, but you can use a colored pencil or a paint pen or whatever, and use this and also draw around it, and then you have your eyeball on these sides of things. So you don't have to have the eye thing. It's nice to have, but you don't have to have it. So as you can see, we have her face. And I'm not, I see here, I say I'm going to leave, and then I'm like, well, wait a minute. I see here where this needs to be on one of the sides a little wider. Now look, you don't need to be afraid or think that you suck because you have to go back and do this or add a little bit more acrylic face paint to cover anything. We're normal, we're human, you make mistakes. I don't make a full video here of an edit because y'all know I do not edit. Good gods, I wish I knew how. But this is me. So I make mistakes. And this is what I do when I draw. And I do my paintings. So there. So now before I go, the only thing I'm going to do is put on a coat of... What am I going to do? Oh, a coat of orange paint for her hair. So you can see how she pops. With that white paint. It could be white acrylic paint or gesso. It does not matter. And I'm just using an acrylic orange. And I'm going to go in and look how beautifully bright that is. Even though my brush has a stray hair, that's going to be killed right now. Stray hair. If your brushes have stray hairs that stick out, you just kind of, get it off. You're done. Call it a day, buddy. Sometimes my brushes have, because I don't take care of them like I should. I beat the crap out of them. But you see how that white or that gesso, whatever you used, brings out that brightness. It really makes a difference. Now my gesso might not be all the way dry, so it might mix a little bit, but I don't care because I'll go back. I just want to show you what this looks like so you can understand what the importance is of doing this if you're doing a background. Also, I didn't dry my brush good enough. I'm not worried. And I love the texture that it's picking up from underneath. And I'm just going to go around and I'm going to fill her out. Now she'll need another coat on her hair, and I'm not hating. I'm appreciating. And I can see a little bit of white around the face where I kind of put some of that gesso. So that's all. And then I'm going to go back with the face paint later anyway. So I'm not worrying about it. Scrape the orange back in because I'm cheap. I know. All right. I don't have enough orange around. I don't know why. I just don't. Now, let me just show you. Look how that pops off. So again, we talked the other day about the background, and then you have your pop-offs, and then you're really popping off the paper. So that gives you an idea on, you know, color choice. And that's it for the video. I made it way longer than I intended to. However, I get a lot of questions and people saying, how are you going to put on there? And I thought, okay, you know what? I do, you know, y'all know I do the drawings and put them on. And when I draw, I use pictures that I draw that go with something. But this one I thought, you know what? I'm gonna just go for it and paint on it and show how I do it. And a lot of you are very, okay, why aren't you fringy? A lot of you are very talented on your own and do fantastic art. And I like learning techniques from you guys, so I thought, okay, I'll just show how I do it, and maybe, you know, it'll help somebody. And show the next part of my painting. So here we are. And that's all we got. So we will be back again for the next part. And if you have any questions, as always, leave below. And I hope that you guys will, if nothing else, if you don't do the background, if nothing else, just draw. And, you know, follow along. And like I said, if you don't want to do a face, leave this part out and just do the hair. And she's going to be beautiful anyway when we're done. So it doesn't matter. You don't have to do the eyes and the nose and all. You can leave it alone. We can give her little rosy cheeks and that's it. So when I come back, the next video, I'm going to try to have a drawing of just the face with nothing and kind of show you. Do you know what I mean? If you're interested, let me know below if you're interested in that. If you're not someone who likes to draw faces and you want to learn how just to do the face with nothing and all this, and you know, I know a lot of people know how to do it. Just leave it below so I know, and I will make a separate one when I come back with this one to show you, you know, what it looks like and how it works. So that is it. As always, be kind to each other. You never know what battle somebody else is fighting. Come over and join us at All Things Creative. Search All Things Creative on Facebook. Ask to join. We have way over 300 people. We have a lot of stuff going to go on. We have ATC swaps and prompts and so many things and so many wonderful, awesome people sharing their art. And I hope to see you there. I will talk to y'all later. Be kind to each other. You never know what battle somebody else is fighting. And peace out, peeps.